Welcome to The Lifestyle Herbalist, the podcast where holistic wellness meets everyday living. I'm your host, Dabney-BS, registered dental hygienist, clinical herbalist, and certified health coach. We're passionate about bridging the gap between conventional medicine and plant-powered healing. Whether we're diving into oral microbiome health, the power of adaptogens, or just simple steps for vibrant living, our goal is to help you feel empowered with practical science-backed and earth-grown solutions. So grab your favorite cup of tea as we dive into this episode. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to The Lifestyle Herbalist. I've just returned from a journey that felt less like a simple vacation and more like a pilgrimage. It was a trip that was rugged to the mystical coast of Brittany, France. I went expecting ancient memoirs, crashing Atlantic waves, and buttery pastries, and I certainly found those. But what I came back with was a profound and living lesson in what it means to live a truly holistic life, one that is woven seamlessly into the very landscape. Today, I want to share with you not just the herbs that I found, but a story of culture that often unintentionally embodies a powerful connection to plant, place, and pleasure. Stepping off the train into the Breton air, the first thing that struck me was not just the salt from the sea, but the thriving green of everything. This isn't a manicured ornamental green. It's a wild, generous, useful green. Before even reaching my lodging, I spotted the first allies. Pushing up through the cracks of the ancient cobblestone streets was a perfect rosette of plantain, Plantago major, our beloved waybread or healing blade. It was just a few feet away, the cheerful, defiant face of a dandelion shone up from a patch of grass, not as a weed to be eradicated, but as a sunburst of vitality, its leaves robust and green, waiting for the forager's hand. This immediate, unapologetic presence of healing plants set the tone for the entire trip. These weren't species in a curated garden. They were neighbors, co-inhabitants, living their purpose fully and openly. As I wandered through the public parks and even peeked over the stone walls into private yards, the herbal tapestry deepened. I found strands of yarrow, their feathery leaves and sturdy stems holding white umbrils that seemed to collect the soft northern light, a plant so vital for wound care and fever management. I stumbled upon motherwort in a local garden. True to its name, growing in a shaded, moist corner, its jagged leaves and prickly flowers whispering ancient secrets of calming the heart, soothing the stresses of womanhood. And then there were the roses. Not the tight, scentless blooms we often see, these old-fashioned, fragrant varieties. They were everywhere, spilling over walls, climbing up these ancient walls of these homes and fortresses, their bright rose hips already forming, promising a rich harvest of vitamin C to see those that are in Brittany through the winter. It was a humbling reminder that our most powerful medicines often ask for nothing but to be noticed. The real shock, the moment that truly left me in awe, was turning a corner in this tiny coastal village and coming face to face with the largest rosemary shrub I had ever seen in my life. This wasn't a plant, it was a testament, a woody, gnarled giant, easily 8 feet across and 5 feet tall, spilling over a retaining wall and perfuming the entire lane. This rosemary had clearly been there for decades, basking in the mild coastal climate, pruned only by the hands of the cooks needing to sprig their evening lamb. It was a physical manifestation of daily integrated herbalism. This wasn't a bottle of essential oil in a cupboard. It was a living, breathing part of a community that was there. And then, of course, there was comfrey. It grew in ditches along stream banks, its large, hairy leaves, cheerful bell-shaped flowers, a bold statement of regeneration. Known as knit bone, its presence is felt like a promise of the land itself. I will provide. I will heal. And wild thyme, carpeting a sunny, rocky outcrops. Its scent released every single footstep. A classic example of the terrain, a taste of a place, infusing itself in the honey and the food of the region. Seeing all these herbs, our apothecary, growing in such abundance and casual grace at the first part of the lesson of Brittany had to offer. It spoke of a land that is still allowed to be itself, less poisoned by chemicals and more appreciated by its innate abundance. It's a reminder to us all to just look down, to see the pharmacy beneath our feet, even in our urban environments. But this herbal wonderland presented me with a fascinating paradox, one I've been turning over in my mind since I returned. I observed a fairly high rate of smoking, a habit we rightly categorize as a major modern health villain. Yet I was awestruck by the noticeable lack of obesity. This is a complex, nuanced observation, and I think it's where the deepest lessons lie. People were sitting at cafés for hours, enjoying buttery, flaky pastries, tearing into vast bags of fresh, crusty bread, and drinking coffee with sugar, gathering in a large, joyful social groups that invariably included wine, often local cider, actually, in Brittany. This seems to fly in the face of everything we're taught about healthy living. So where's the secret? I don't believe for a second it's the smoking. I believe it's everything else that surrounds those habits. It's the context of holistic health that we, as lifestyle herbalists, understand so well. A huge part of the context is the rhythm of shopping and eating. The American model of once-a-week mega shopping at a giant supermarket is virtually non-existing in these quaint villages. Instead, there is a daily rhythm. People shop every day, or at most every 2 days. You see them in the morning with their woven baskets and their carts, and they're visiting the bakeries for bread that had just come out of the oven an hour ago, or for the vegetables that were in the soil that morning. They buy fish caught that very day in the Atlantic. There are no giant refrigerators stuffed with weeks of provisions. Food is purchased with intention for the meal that evening. It is the ultimate expression of farm to table, not the trendy restaurant slogan, but a simple, unremarkable fact of daily life. And yes, they cook. This isn't a culture of takeout. It's a culture of a kitchen, of transforming these incredible, fresh, high-quality ingredients into nourishment. This extends into the restaurants as well. The idea of chain restaurants serving frozen, standardized meals is not common or seen. The menus are short, seasonal, and proudly list their local producers. You eat what the land and the sea are providing right now. This is a deeply intuitive way of eating that aligns our bodies with the seasons. First and foremost is the culture of walking. This isn't deliberate heart rate monitor exercise. This is life. People walk to the bakery. They walk to the market. They walk to meet friends. They walk for their sheer pleasure on the promenade, which is absolutely beautiful with stunning views of the Atlantic and these old homes and chateaus. Their cities and villages are built on a human scale for humans, not for cars. The streets are narrow. The paths are long. This constant low-level movement, this non-exercise activity, is woven into the fabric of everyday life. It's a powerful lesson in building movement naturally into our lives rather than trying to cram it into a 45-minute high-intensity window. Second is the quality of the food. That pastry isn't made with industrial seed oils, refined flours, and preservative. It's made with local butter, real sugar, and flour. It's real food. The bread is sourdough, fermented from local wheat. The wine is from specific terrains, often consumed in a 125 milliliter glass, not a bottomless glass of hyper-processed juice. The portions, while seemingly indulgent, are part of a balanced cultural plate that is overwhelmingly rich in vegetables, legumes, and seafood. They're eating food, not food-like products. Their indulgence has made a metabolic impact because the base ingredients are fundamentally different. But third, and perhaps the most importantly, is the how, the lifestyle. This is the part that truly resonated with my herbalist soul. The coffee isn't gulped from giant to-go cups while strolling through the emails of the car. It's savored, slowly, at a small table, often with a friend, while watching the world go by. The pastry is a deliberate treat, eaten with a fork, enjoyed with every sense. The wine isn't a way to check out after a stressful day. It's a sacrament of connection, a way to linger at the table for 2 or 3 hours talking, laughing, and sharing food. The people here clearly dine, while here in America, we eat. That is a fundamental difference. This is a culture that's been largely protected from disease of hurry. They have embraced the art of pleasure and the medicine of connection. The social bonds are strong, and the pace of life has a rhythm that allows for digestion, both physical and mental. Stress is a known contributor of weight gain and inflammation. And while life there is certainly not without its stresses, the culture, architecture is designed to mitigate through those communities. It's leisurely, it's a deep appreciation for the present moment. So what does that mean for us, my dear listeners? I'm not coming back to advocate for taking up smoking or eating pastries at every meal, but I'm coming back with a renewed conviction about true wellness and what that means. It is about connection to our landscape, about knowing the plants that grow around us, whether they are the dandelion in our yard or the rosemary in a pot on our balcony. It's about embracing a slower rhythm, shopping more frequently for fresh local foods when we can, and rediscovering the joy of cooking a meal with intention. It's about moving our bodies with joy as a part of life, not as a punishment for what we ate. It's about sourcing the highest quality, most real food we can access and then taking the time to savor it. And most profoundly, it's about community. It's about putting down our phones, opening a bottle of good wine with friends, and talking for hours. That connection is perhaps the most powerful herbal remedy we have ever known. Brittany taught me that health is not about restrictions. It's not about a sterile avoidance of bad things. It's a vibrant, messy, joyful tapestry of good food, good movement, good plants, and good people. It's a holistic life lived in place. So let's take a page from their book. Let's notice the herbs at our feet. Let's walk somewhere beautiful today. Let's make a meal from real ingredients and share it with someone we love, and linger at the table long after the plates are clear. That, my friends, is the heart of herbalism. It's the art of living well. Thanks for listening.